up, everyone? Stephen Michael here with Phil Bomb Breaks, coming to you live from the House of Wax, right here in Long Island, New York, on October 30th, 2020. The time is just 1 minute short of 12:30 p.m. Eastern. And we are here with the co-hosts, Lou on my left, John on my right. What's going on, fellas?
What's happening?
One dog's looking one way, another dog's looking the other way, the other guy's sitting here like, what do you want from me? Yeah!
What was
Good
that?
fellas.
I never heard that. All right.
What?
Anyways, we got a bunch to
Hate
talk
that
about.
you don't know movie quotes.
Yeah, because you're also 12 years older than me. We have so much to talk about today. So, Lou, you choose. You tell us the first thing we're going to talk about, because that's how we do it on the show. There's nothing in stone. What are we talking about first?
First thing we got to talk about what Snell is cooking over here, because that's still bothering me that they took this guy out.
Are you going to Snell early on? We're talking Snell?
You have to go Snell, because I'm telling you, I still think it's the biggest story. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Listen, before I'm going to let you run with it to start, but I just got to say this. Your number one guy gave up one hit. It's literally his last game he's pitching for the season. Like, that's it, no matter what. Don't you pitch him till his arm falls off? And by the way, it's not like we're talking he was in 100 pitches plus. 75, 78 pitches, whatever it was. How do you take this guy out? You pitch him until he dies on that mound, basically.
Yeah.
So that's the bottom line. But we'll get into more. I just don't understand it at all. I understand there's always another story for the other side. But in this case, I don't see one. I haven't heard one. I mean, have you? I haven't.
I mean, clearly, looking back, he made the wrong move. Cash. I think at the time it was still the wrong move. Like, you should have known it was the wrong move. And I think you have to feel like garbage hearing the Dodgers players talk after the game, if you're Kevin Cash, where they were like, oh man, when they took him out, we were like, let's go, baby. Thank God.
Yeah.
Like Mookie Betts was like, yeah, I was 0 for 2. And then, as soon as they took him out, I felt happy. I had a new, new burst of energy. New sense of life.
Confidence.
Yeah, I mean, the guy
doesn't that happen all the time? Doesn't that happen all the time in any game? Like, when a pitcher is being completely dominant, you just got to wait him out, take more pitches, do what you have to do to get him out of there, get the pitch count up. That's what I'm saying. This guy was in the 70s. It wasn't a high pitch count. No reason to take him out. I'm pretty sure. I mean, John, I think he pitched to like 18 batters, right? And 9 of them were strikeouts, 1 hit.
Yeah, he was.
That's off the top of my head. How do you take him out?
Bellinger, you saw Bellinger after the game? He was like, I don't know why they did it. He's like, but we'll take it.
Check this. Do you remember when we talked about like earlier podcasts, my reaction when we were talking about shutting down Strasburg years ago, right before the playoffs because of the innings count?
Yes.
And then they happened to get lucky and make it back last year and win it. So they look like geniuses. But the odds of that is so low. But then you got to times that by like 1 million when you're in the predicament where you're game 6 in the World Series. And it's like the guy's dealing. And he's not in any jeopardy of getting hurt. Like, what does a manager do these days besides just get numbers off a screen for analytics and then do what they're told? Like, does anybody manage? Or it's just a puppet being told what to do with mathematics? You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. I don't like it at all. It's horrible for the game.
There's no feeling in baseball anymore, right? Back in the day,
None.
You'd have your starter going, and then the manager will walk out there, and it's like, I'm going with my gut here. Do you still have it? Do you have it right now? Do you want to keep the ball? And you could just tell by the guy's reaction, like, yeah, I want to keep it. And it's like, yeah, you don't want to keep it. Give me the ball. And now it's just like, sorry, it's 5.2 innings. And according to analytics, every time you go past 5.2 innings, your ERA climbs up to 5.4. So we're going to pull you out of this one, Blake. Like, it can't be like that. And I think eventually the game's going to start going back towards that way with pitching. I think that's what has to happen. Because John made a good point the other day. And I said this before, too. When you have a bullpen like that, you could have 9 elite arms in your bullpen, but all it takes is one person to be off that day, and you're going to get hit, right? So you have somebody come in to start an inning, base hit, home run. Now you're in a whole heap of trouble, right? Whereas your starter, they have time to settle in, right? So they give up 3 runs in the first, then they figure it out. They go another 5 innings. Same thing, right, at the end of the day. And a lot of times starters are harder to hit. They have more pitches a lot of the times. There's, you have a pitcher that has 4 pitches instead of a reliever that comes in. You got a fastball and a slider. All it takes is one of those pitches to be off and you're getting hit.
Listen, at the end of the day, their strategy is Moneyball strategy. I mean, right or wrong, that's what Tampa Bay does.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Everybody does a little thing. Huge analytics. All right, with that being said, Moneyball strategy means righty-lefty matchups do not matter. Moneyball is against righty-lefty matchups. So you're basically going with the hot hand, hence why they always do the beginner and then bring in their starter for innings. So now, basically, Snell doing what he did, pitching a one-hitter through 5 or 6, whatever he did, all you did was eliminate the beginner. But you got the hottest arm out there. So you bring in Anderson next, who didn't give up any runs during the regular season, but gave up a run in every single game in the playoffs and postseason. So you're taking out your hottest guy, who's not going to pitch anymore the rest of the time, even if there's a game 7, for a guy that's been giving up runs to maybe pitch you 1 inning. I mean, I don't get that.
And
it doesn't
also,
make sense to me.
Don't get it twisted. It's not like their bullpen wasn't being touched up by the Dodgers the whole series. The bullpen was getting hit. So why not?
Agreed.
I mean, they hit Morton. They were hitting everyone. The only person they weren't really hitting that whole series was Blake Snell. Blake Snell, I think, had a combined 18 strikeouts in his 2 starts.
Oh,
the dude was dealing, and I think they knew he was dealing. And they were, it's just like what happened last year with the Yankees. Remember they took somebody out? No. In the World Series, the Nationals never took out Patrick Corbin. Remember? And Patrick Corbin was dealing.
Yep.
Dealing.
Yeah.
And you were like, by now Boone would have pulled him for another bullpen arm. Because that wasn't the plan. The plan wasn't to put Corbin out for 6 innings or whatever it was, but he just was getting people out, and they kept riding with him. They kept going with him. And before you knew it, it's like, oh, my God, we just got shut down by Patrick Corbin in the World Series. So the same thing with Snell. You got to ride him out. They weren't hitting Snell. Make them hit Snell. You give up the lead, take Snell out. So there was just straight up over managing. And, I mean, the Yankees they do it all every year or 2 now. They overmanage the heck out of it.
John, do you remember what the score was when they took Snell out? Was it still only 1-0? Like, does anybody remember? The only reason why I'm asking is my philosophy.
It was 1-0.
I'm not a manager, so it was 1-0.
Yep.
And then was a runner on base. Because I'm saying this, like, in other words, if you're gonna take out a guy that's dominant at any time, I feel like if you're going to take him out, and that's a big if, you take him out where the next batter, where if he makes a mistake and the guy goes long, he would get the loss instead of the win. I feel like when a guy is dominant, at worst, he should get a no decision. So what I'm saying is if there was nobody on or maybe he walked the guy, you still leave him in there.
He gave up 1 hit because I'm looking at his stat line. I'm not one. He had a base runner that inning because he got charged with an earned run, which means when they took him out, there was a guy on base and Anderson gave it up. So he had a runner on base.
That theory.
He had a runner on base with Mookie Betts coming up.
Ooh.
I don't know.
So you don't go star against star. You bring in Anderson instead.
Yeah,
that's garbage, man.
So let me give the Rays side of this. For the record, I would have kept with Snell anyway, but I'm going to give where their heads are and where their philosophy comes from. So
all right, you're playing devil's advocate for the Rays.
I'm just going to give the numbers, okay? Snell allows a 742 OPS the 3rd time he faces hitters in the same game. That's for his career, okay? Now, his regular OPS is 664, so almost 100 points difference. So it jumps about 100 points when he goes to 3rd time through the order. This year, granted, small sample size, right? Shortened season. His OPS against righties, which Mookie Betts obviously is, goes up to over 1,000 points 3rd time through the order. So it's almost doubling. So now, again, I would have kept Snell in. He was as hot as he could be, like Steve said, even in Game 1 also. That's where they're looking at it, is this guy's OPS jumps almost double in this situation. So that's why, they play the matchups and it bit them.
Actually, hearing those numbers, I could understand it at least. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. Not only does Snell's average given up goes up 100 points, with Mookie Betts going up that high, it's like triple that, right? Because it's times. So it's like 5 times.
Yeah, those are against anybody he faces, not just Mookie Betts.
Right. But with that being said, question to Steven is this. Why have starting pitchers then anymore if you're not confident in them? Because back in the day, and I hate to be, back in the day when I was a kid, but what I'm trying to say is, as the game went on and the situations got tighter, that's where the greats became great. They had a chance to shine and become great. Now they don't even get that confidence anymore.
Okay.
As soon as the guy's on base, they get yanked.
Let me just say
it's over.
The season was trash bags anyway, all right? It was shortened. I think if it went a full season, the Rays don't make it to the World Series. Neither do the Dodgers, because you give it a full 162 games, anything could happen, right? Now, once the playoffs start, all right, then, it was the same, right? The playoffs are basically the same. But Kershaw has proven he gets hurt every single year, right? Yep. So now you have Kershaw. He got you 2 W's in the World Series. There's no guarantee he's even going to be pitching for you in the World Series if you're pitching him a full slate of games.
And if he was, he'd be a lot more fatigued.
Right? Then you have somebody like Dustin May actually pitched decent in the regular season, but who knows how he would have, you know what I mean? It's his rookie year. Who knows how he would have held up? He could have got rocked the second half of the year, and which actually started happening in the playoffs. So same with the Rays. It was cute. The whole bullpen thing was cute. You have Randy Arozarena, cute. It's all cute. But at the end of the day, let's go back and look at the last 3 teams to win the World Series, okay? Nationals. They didn't play Moneyball. They went with, we have Max Scherzer, we have Steven Strasburg, and we're going to use our horses. Anibal Sanchez was pitching good. Patrick Corbin was pitching good. That was a team that pitching won you a World Series. Who won the year before that?
Red Sox.
Remember that series, how ugly the pitching was in that series, but what did they have in common? Red Sox weren't looking to put together a bullpen game. They were pitching the heck out of David Price. That was their horse, and they were sticking with it, right? They didn't go to the bullpen that much. Who else was pitching in the World Series that year? It was like Rodriguez. Was he healthy? Do you remember?
I'm trying to.
I don't remember.
By the way, a little side note. I just saw this. You guys remember who the MVP was for that series?
Stephen Pierce.
How'd you remember that?
Because it was like
every
World Series, it's usually somebody that isn't the MVP of the regular season.
I completely forgot about that. It was Porcello, Price, Sale, Rodriguez, Eovaldi.
Sale pitched though during the World Series because I remember he was hurt. He had the belly button infection and then his arm hurt.
Wow, look at you remembering things.
Wow, I know. Look at him. He knows all about belly buttons. This guy. It's not to make me wonder about other things. Belly button infection.
My point being, that was another team that they weren't relying on their bullpen because their bullpen was bags anyway. That was one of the first times I remember being like, wow, pitching didn't win this World Series because Price pitched well. So who pitched in the World Series? Also,
Eovaldi was in there a lot, by the way.
Let's go back a year before that. Who won that series? Astros. All right, they cheated. Yay. But their pitchers didn't cheat, and you had dominating performances by Verlander. We'll go far, right? They had, who else was on that team? Charlie Morton was on that.
Yep. And
Cole, wasn't he?
Yeah, and Cole was Greinke on them for that team?
Greinke
no, right?
He
was not.
So you had good pitchers going the distance, giving you guys quality innings, right? And that's 3 teams that won a World Series without playing the whole analytic pitching bullpen game, right? They had a decent closer, these guys, right? And they had good starting pitching. You're not going to win being cute. The Yankees aren't going to win being cute with that bullpen. You know what I mean? Who just won? I'm drawing a blank.
Who just
lost. The Rays. The Rays, they're not going to win being cute like that. It's not going to happen. It hasn't happened. Who won before that? The Cubs in 16?
Astros. Yep, Cubs over the Indians.
Right? So they went with starting pitching, right? Didn't they? Who were their starting pitchers? They had Lester. They relied on Lester. They had
who else?
Chapman was the closer that year. So that was another team. They went with starters, and then they had a great closer.
Jake Arrieta.
Well, they brought
right?
Arrieta. Another
They brought
person.
Chapman in. They brought him in for the playoffs. It was a rental. He didn't get them there in any way, shape, form. And by the way, in the World Series, when they won that last game, I think 9-8, he gave up a 2-run homer to Rajai Davis to blow the game.
Yeah. My point is, what do all these teams have in common? These aren't bullpen-esque teams that are winning the World Series. Nope. So what makes you think all of a sudden now a team, because there's too much, you have to be right too much to win with a bullpen team. You have to make the right choices way too much instead of just riding out Jake Arrieta.
I got to give my 2 cents on just one statement because it's not me to let it go, even though nobody's focusing on it. But Granted, the pitchers didn't cheat for the Astros, but like I've said numerous times, it's easier to make certain pitches when your batters are giving you 5, 6, 7, 8 runs a game because they're the ones cheating.
Yeah, but look at the
when a game is tight, you might not throw that 3-2 hook.
2016
when you might do it when you're up by 4 or 5 runs.
Playoffs, Astros final scores. They weren't blowing teams out in the playoffs, man. They squeaked by a bunch of teams, I believe, in the 16 World Series.
Then maybe their pitching wasn't good enough. Maybe without those runs, they lose those games.
We're going to find out. This is something to look at.
You know, I mean, we'll never know, ever.
Yeah,
but I'm just assuming you hear pitchers. When you hear pitchers of any kind, any pitcher at all that's a broadcaster now, here and there, they'll always talk like, did you pitch differently when you had a lead versus when you were behind? And they always, every single one gives the same response. If I have a lead, it's easier for me to throw a fastball and challenge the guy versus if it's a close game. So the scores do matter when your batters know what's coming and get you a buttload of runs for you to deal with. That matters.
You have it, John? Up?
And then with their talent, with Verlander and Cole and those guys, it makes it even easier.
All right, here we go. We're going to hear how many runs that the Astros put up in their cheating season during the playoffs. All right, you ready?
All right.
Hit them, John.
Let's see. Why do I not see the Astros here? I don't think they're on this. You got to keep going.
All right, so let's just move on. All right, we touched base.
Can't find the 6.
We touched base on that. So let's move on to the NFL. Right? You want to talk about the NFL?
All right, could I ask one stupid question before we even start talking about the NFL? Last night, watching the Falcons and the Panthers, I said to my wife, she was sitting next to me watching, and I'm like, who would actually win an 11-on-11, like actual Falcons versus a Panther? And she's like, what do you mean? She's like, a Panther would totally like ravage the Falcons, or they could just fly away. I said, no, but they have to be combative. The Falcons can't just fly around. They have to fight the Panthers. So anyway, it turned into a stupider discussion. Is that a word? Stupider? For this case, it's a word. More stupid is, if you thought about it, out of all the mascots in the NFL, who would win in a battle royal?
That's a great question. No,
isn't that a great?
Not even a good question. It's like a fantastic question. I love it.
I thought so too. Thank you. You see what I mean? Who would win?
Probably a Patriot.
Yeah.
What?
They're fighters. They're meant to fight.
Who would win? It's like we would even do in matchups.
I picture Patriots with guns. They're going to light everyone up. The only thing that would actually win is a jet. That thing would just run you over.
You know what's funny? The funny thing is, Jets lost in the first round because I said, actually, let's do New York teams. Who would win, a Giant or a Jet? How big is an actual giant? Right? Could he smack down the Jet? Is he like King Kong big?
and
how big is a Giant?
Titan? Is a Titan bigger than a Giant?
I don't know.
It
all depends on
this
point of view. I know that's for another time, but everybody needs to think about it and comment. Which mascot in the NFL would win in the battle royal?
We got a Bears. We got a Titans call.
John, you like that question,
I do.
huh?
I love
How about what's the softest one? The team that comes to mind for the softest has to be a Dolphin.
Or I was going to say,
thing
the
would be
Cardinals.
Dolphins get no love?
Imagine a dolphin trying to poke you with its beak.
I don't know. At this point, I would assume the weakest has to be Washington because they don't even have a name. They have no mascot.
Yeah, but that's even
like
more
the Invisible
scary.
Man.
That's scary. You don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's got some mystique.
Yeah.
Oh, Mysterio.
All right. So anyway, let's touch base real quick. First, I want to say I'm still on the Titans bandwagon. It's not their fault. Tannehill proved he could make a comeback against the undefeated Steelers that looked amazing in the first half. Let's not get it twisted. That's a good football team right there. But he came back and he drove them down. And the Patriots are always right, and they always get rid of people because they're garbage. And they got rid of Gostkowski, and he missed another field goal. So
he did.
That is not their fault. If they could just get the kicking game shored up, they're going to win or have a very strong chance at winning the Super Bowl this year. They are proving everything that they need to prove. They're showing all the character. I was sitting next to John. I'm like, John, he was talking to me. He's like, you think this is a Super Bowl team? They were getting jacked up. Then all of a sudden they started coming back. I'm like, John, if they come back, he's like, if they come back, then yeah, I'll give it to you. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, they're driving down the field, about to tie the game up, and Gostkowski misses an easy field goal. So that's all I want to say there. I'm still sticking with them. I like the Titans this year. They are my choice of winning the Super Bowl. But let's head on over to our picks for the week, because now we're going to keep track, and we are going to see from this point forward, from October 30th, 2020, who is going to dominate with their picks. Last week, although it was unofficial, I went 2-1. I had the Jets at +10. I had the Texans that I got demolished on, and then I had the Rams. So I would have been 2-1, but we're not going to count that. So, Fred, I need you to pick a marker up. Come on over here to the whiteboard.
While Fred's getting that ready,
come to the whiteboard.
While Fred's getting that ready, Lou,
we're
I
going to
just
write
want
on
to say
the
something.
bottom, okay?
All right, hold on.
Black.
Steve, what's up, John?
I want to go back 1 second and just tell you, I think I have a firm answer on the best mascot. I don't think anybody can beat the Chargers. How do you beat Lightning?
Planes could beat lightning because they're designed to take lightning strikes.
But how would
so
they
you're saying the Jets
infinite lightning
Chargers?
bolts? How would the jet beat a lightning?
Now it's
They fly
infinite.
and get hit with lightning all the time. And
how are you going to stop a lightning bolt?
All right, listen.
All right,
I'm going to
so
revise.
Lou, Steve,
John,
and John.
I'm listening.
Listen. I'm going to revise rules of engagement.
Okay.
Each mascot gets maximum powers for 7 seconds, and that's it.
Okay.
They fight for 7 seconds.
Okay, then that changes things. Okay,
Look,
yeah,
it's
because
like
changes
you could just hide them.
John
Now
made
Chargers
a sheet up on a mosaic thing.
now
Look how
Chargers are
official
just
we
trash.
with all the spreads.
What is that?
It's all the spreads. So we're
Why
gonna,
on that? You couldn't find paper?
No,
that was
paper's
right in
really
front
hard
of me.
to come by a field bomb.
Apparently.
All
All
right.
right, let's go. What do we got?
John, let's get your picks so Fred can jot them down.
Wow, you want to go me first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because this is going to be
hold
the
on.
0-3 one.
Hold on. Before we start, so we could get more points to catch up because we're already in week 8 or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do our 3 picks, but out of the 3, you got to pick one as your best bet that's worth 2 points.
Okay.
All right, so you could get maximum 4 points a week.
Okay. I'm in on that.
All right, cool.
All right, my
All
first pick, I'm taking.
Is this your strongest pick?
No, I'll tell you.
Oh,
which
hold on.
one's
One more
No,
thing.
you gotta do
One more
strongest
thing. Are we
pick so
allowed to
put it in
pick?
order.
Oh, you want?
Are we allowed to pick the same games if
Yeah, of course.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
That's
Let's
why
rock.
Steve wants
Go
me to
ahead.
go first. He's going to take my picks. All right.
Okay.
My strongest for 2 points, I'm taking Chicago +5 at home to the Saints. Why?
I
Because
love that
everyone, the NFL, right, is everyone sees what happened last week. It's so week to week. The Bears looked absolutely horrendous, right?
Yeah.
And everything changes week to week. So everyone's going to be down on them. Give me the Bears +5. All right. Next,
I like that pick. I like it.
Thank you. Next, I'm taking Seattle -3 at home over the 49ers. I think Russell Wilson, MVP, is just going to keep that going. He's going to light him up. And I don't like Garoppolo at all. All right. Last pick. Give me Dallas +10 at Philly. Yes, give me Ben DiNucci. Is he starting?
Ben DiNucci. Yeah, he's starting.
Give me Ben DiNucci, and I'll tell you why. Since when is
can't
Philly
even
good?
tell us why.
Since when is Philly's absolutely horrendous? Like, that team is horrible. They're bags. They barely could beat the Giants. They're terrible. So I don't care who's starting for Dallas. Steve, you could be starting for Dallas. Give me 10 points against the Eagles.
All right. So what's 2 times 0?
That'd be 0.
So that's how many points he's getting for his top pick. So, Lou, you're up. Let's go.
All right. I think lock of the week, no question. I don't care what it is, -100, but I think it's like 19 Chiefs over Jets. Chiefs are gonna score 50 with their eyes closed, and the Jets can't do anything. Listen, I know the Jets are bags,
Chiefs.
but I watched the Buffalo game. 18-10, Buffalo wins with 2 missed field goals, but the other 18 points was all field goals. My point is this: you had 7 field goal tries, or 8, whatever it is, and they couldn't score. The Chiefs score touchdowns. Their rate of scoring touchdowns is the highest in the league. There's no way they don't accidentally score 45 against the Jets, and the Jets cannot score. By accident, the Chiefs are going to cover by almost double the spread. So that's my super lock of the week.
Okay.
I love the Rams. Who the Rams playing again?
They're at Miami.
Love the Rams. Love the Rams. Miami, I think, what are they, 3-3? Miami loves to beat teams that stink and lose to teams that are good. There's no way they're coming in against her. And by the way, Donald is going to swallow Tua. He's going to kill him, maybe. It might be a death sentence for this poor rookie.
Okay.
Might kill him. And then I love opposite of what you're saying. Eagles all day
all
over the Cowboys. And I'm going to tell you why. Bottom line, DiNucci is going to have to beat me. Load the box, take Elliott out of the game, and let DiNucci beat me.
Okay.
If he can, Mazel tov, he wins. If not, Eagles by 21 or more. Blowout.
Listening to you guys.
See,
games just became so
now he's going to change his picks. That's why he goes last.
No, they became so much more clear because I hear you guys talk, and I'm like, wow, this is what everyone else is thinking too. So it just makes me see how well these people at Vegas are at setting these lines and making you fall for the traps every single time. The game that I hate the most, which is going to be now my number one pick. This is going to be my
Talk closer
pick.
into the mic. You sound like you're in a distance.
Do I sound like I'm in a distance?
And real quick, Fred,
Yeah,
you
now
have
you're better.
You have to
Now
put
you're
the
better.
spreads also, Fred, so we know what we lock them in.
This is going to be my number one game now after hearing you speak. Who's lose number one?
Chiefs.
All right.
Yeah, what are the spreads officially?
Yeah, so
write them on the
let's
board.
write them real quick. Let's go down them. Fred, the Chiefs are minus 19.5. Is that right, Steve?
Yep.
You have the list. Tell Fred.
19.5.
Lock.
Then Rams.
Lock. 5.5 for the Rams, right?
5.5. No, 3.5.
Minus 3.5 for the Rams.
Oh, love it even more.
And then the last one's Philly, so they are minus 10.
All right, so here we go. Now, do you want to...
I'll give you mine after, Fred. Let's just keep going. Go ahead, Steve.
All right, so my number one pick right now, it's probably the ugliest game on the slate. It's a game that no one's going to touch. I am taking the Jets plus 19.5 as my number one pick. The reason I like this pick is as follows. Everyone saw the Jets could not score. Everyone in the world. Everyone knows that the Chiefs have the most explosive or one of the most explosive offenses in the league. Everyone is thinking the same thing, and so am I. How are the Chiefs not going to win 40-3? How?
Mm-hmm.
This is how. Vegas set the number to get you suckered right in. What's going to happen, first play of the game is probably going to be a run back off of a kickoff for a touchdown for the Jets. They're going to take a 7-0 lead just like that. Also, there's going to be a pick six somehow, and somehow the Jets are going to find 14 points on special teams and defense, and that right there is going to be your difference in the game. And the Chiefs might win by 10 to 14 points.
Real quick, just so not to cut you up, but I got to tell you this, just so you know. You personally, right, you're a huge advocate for going against people, right, and taking the house. Yes? Okay, the spread was like 23. People are taking the Jets, just so you know.
People, not sharp money. That doesn't mean anything. That just means the majority of the money would be coming in on that team.
Listen, I think it's going to be a blowout. Obviously, I'm going the other way with my 2-point pick. I'm just saying this. I do like your reasoning why you could screw the spread, because when games like that screw it, it is like a random run back or something crazy like that.
Not only that, it could be one of those games where it's like on NFL Red Zone. We're going right back to New York right now, where the Jets are driving with a 2-point lead right now and 5 minutes left. And like everyone's like, hold on, the Chiefs are about to lose. I'm just saying, if it happened, you'd be like, oh, wow. You know, like I could see it happening, because why else would they make the line should be 30?
That's a 3-pointer between me and you. 2 points for my best bet, and you're going the other way.
So I like that bet. Number 2,
right.
I am going to say, who wouldn't take the Steelers plus 3.5? The Steelers 6-0 plus 3.5. So no, thank you. I'm going to take the other way. I'm going with the Ravens minus 3.5. That's going to be my pick, because no one's touching it. Who isn't going to take the Steelers getting points there? And then my third pick is going to be the Dolphins plus 3.5.
Wow.
This is why I like. This is why I like them.
Who's your best bet pick?
The Jets.
Oh, it's a 4-pointer between us.
That's the biggest sucker bet on the whole menu right there.
I agree, and you just bought into it.
No, for you. Because anybody watching right now is this. This is what everyone's thinking. Everyone, if you're watching at home, tell me the truth. Comment below. First drive of the game, Mahomes, 80-yard strike to Tyreek Hill. It's 7-0. Jets can't score on the next one. Next play, Hilaire. 40-yard run, get him into the red zone. Then all of a sudden, Mahomes hits Watkins. It's 14-0. 3 and out again for the Jets. Oh, wow, at the end of the first quarter, it could be 24-0. Like, no one could even see the Jets stopping the Chiefs, and no one could see the Jets scoring against the Chiefs, and the spread's only 19.5. That's called a sucker bet. That's a sucker bet. Also, let me say this. Tua, first game here. It's his first game ever starting in the league. Ever. They're going against the Rams that just blew the Bears out, and you're only giving them a field goal? And it's the Dolphins. Let's not act like everyone around the world, it's America's favorite team, the Dolphins. It's not like they get any brownie points and extra points in the spread because they're the Dolphins. So you're only getting 3 with Tua, a weak offense, and you're going against the Ravens that just straight up dismantled the first-place Bills? Yeah, that one's screaming, please take the Rams heavy there. So I'll take
the Dolphins, you mean?
Yeah,
because I did take the Rams.
It's screaming to take the Rams. Like if I had $1,000
right.
and someone had a gun to my head, I'd be shaking like this because I would know that I had to take the Dolphins to win, but I'd be scared out of my mind because I would want to bet the Rams. So there's your 3 picks right there. If you want to win money, listen to me. If you want to donate, you got 2 guys on my side.
Yeah, right.
So those are going to be my picks.
I want to bring up a comment.
You want to hear something funny, John? All right, John, you go, and I got to tell you something funny.
I want to bring up a comment because Ryan Maves brought up something that, Lou, this is going to go against you and be on Steve's side. This is for the Chiefs-Jets game. He says Mahomes is going to be benched in the fourth quarter up 17. And you could easily see that happening, right? They're just coasting the whole game. They're up, 21 early. Mahomes
but that's what a lot of
benched.
people think, too, but it doesn't matter because whoever the backup is going to score on the Jets. You know what I mean? So
you're taking the Jets, though, Steve.
Yes.
So that's
I'm more worried about handing the ball off and not caring. 3-and-out punts, 3-and-out punts, because it doesn't matter. That scares me more than benching Mahomes up 17 because the Jets can't stop anybody. I think Ben DiNucci could score against the Jets, not against the Eagles. But check this out. First of all, what I find to be very funny is that it shows you overall how trash bags we all are. Because let me tell you, if you watch any sports show, everybody piggybacks off each other to try to get the public like some good advice. The games we picked the same games and went against each other. We didn't even pick different games. His best bet is literally opposite my best bet. You have Dallas. I got Philly. We didn't pick different games at all. We picked the same games and went opposite.
All right, well, let's say this. Let's go down the slate. Let's go down the slate. This is what I think that Vegas would want you to think. So we got Minnesota at Green Bay. Green Bay -6. Green Bay's coming off a decent win against the Texans. I mean, the Texans shot themselves in the foot so many times. Minnesota, I mean, that's a game I wouldn't touch, right? 6 is like the number. I think that's the right number. Then we have New England at Buffalo -3.5. That's another game. Like, you wouldn't touch that. It's not.
No.
There's nothing either way pushing you. Like, there's no storyline to follow. There's nothing. It was Cam looked bad. Buffalo looked bad. It's 2 teams going off bad weeks. Whatever.
Edelman's done. Edelman's finished.
Yeah, it's whatever that game. Then you have the Raiders at Cleveland. Now, this is a game I could see being kind of swayed one way. Raiders are coming off a really bad week. Cleveland is 5-3, only giving 2.5, and they just lost Odell Beckham. So it's like that one. I feel like that it's like the perfect line, actually. Like that's perfect, that line. They're both about even. Then you have Indianapolis and Detroit -2.5. Another one. Indianapolis is 4-2. I mean, 4-2. They're 3-3. Detroit. It's like whatever. They're both like even. Then you have Tennessee, Cincinnati. This is one I hate to say. I didn't touch it because I have them winning the Super Bowl, but I feel like that's a sucker bet. I feel like Cincinnati might cover that. At 1-5, they're getting 5.5 against 5-1. That one's a little sucker bet, I think. I could see Tennessee losing that game straight up, truthfully. And I hate saying that. I hate saying that.
That's tough.
I know, because Tennessee, man, they're good. It's just, and everyone's just going to have, I don't know, Burrow just lost on a bad loss. It's just everyone has that taste in their mouth, like they can't get the job done.
Who'd John say he likes Seattle? What's the line of that? Who they playing again?
Seattle.
San Fran 3.
Yep. Seattle's -3 at home to San Fran.
One comment. I just want to say this. Seattle, like I said, Russell Wilson's going to be MVP. They're just pushing it. That's bottom line. You could always tell the narrative. They're pushing Russell Wilson. So basically right now you're looking at MVP. That team's offense is explosive. 3-point favorites at home. I'm going on record saying this, okay? Because I feel like mathematically they have to do it, and I think they can. I think San Francisco not only wins that game, I don't think San Francisco loses again the rest of the season.
Whoa.
I think San Francisco runs the table.
The second half I like. I mean, the first half, I think they'll win the game. And the reason I think that is, but the only reason I'm not all over this spread is because they are coming off a dominating performance. And they've been throwing teams around. So it's not like, this line will look a lot more fishy if San Fran's coming off like a 28-14 loss. Bad loss. Then everyone's like, oh, maybe they're not that good, and it's only 3 the spread. Then I'd be even more all over San Fran. But I think the number's right because San Fran's good. San Fran is good.
They are good.
And
people forget where they were last year, man.
You have to give it a field goal, right? Because you're playing at Seattle. I mean, it's a hard stadium to play at, even though I don't think there's fans in the crowd. Or maybe there are. You picked Chicago. I mean, yeah, Chicago over New Orleans.
That's my 2-pointer.
Yeah, I mean,
I love that.
I think the spread is right. I think at 5, the spread is right.
One other thing I didn't say about that before that I'll say right now is I don't like Drew Brees playing outdoors in Chicago weather.
No, I think it's going to be an ugly game.
Yeah.
I think the spread's right, though. I think that 5, it's going to be right around there.
Okay.
The one thing I will say is this, the Tampa Bay Giant game, okay? This is a game that if I had to make another pick, it would be this pick. I like the Giants plus 12.5 against Tampa Bay for many reasons. 1, they're garbage. 2, Tampa Bay's playing really, really, really good ball. And 3, they don't bake it into the line, I feel like. Just there's this you don't know why. You can't explain it. But the Giants play Brady good. I don't know why. It's just something, it's just the way the universe works. The Giants, no matter who's wearing the uniforms, plays Tom Brady good. So I think unless you're in New York, you don't even think about that. Just as a Giant fan, you kind of like feel it. Do you feel it a little, John? Like,
Yeah, but that also scares me. I feel like that goes against what you think. I feel like a lot of people probably feel that way.
No, but I feel like a lot of people are going to take Tom Brady.
Yeah.
They're just America's team right now, Tampa Bay. People like them.
I'm not going to overkill it with any sort of analysis, but I'm 100% on board with the Giants covering this week. Big time. Love it.
I just think that they should get blown out. I mean, they lost to the Eagles.
I actually think it's going to be very competitive the whole way through.
That's how I see it.
Danny Dimes, I think he's going to figure out a way to lose it, but it'll be close.
The reason I didn't take this game, and this is serious, for some reason when they play Tampa Bay, they just don't play Tampa well. It's always like Tampa's not good, and they always play down to them. And this is when the Giants were good. So that's the only thing that kept me off. Like the Brady and then the Tampa thing, it like crossed each other off. So I was like, yeah, we're going to leave that one out. But I think there's a lot of games that are just tricky. Maybe if we looked into the over-unders, it would have stood out more. Also, the weather's probably going to be bags this week in a lot of places this weekend. But, yeah, that would be that. Anything else you guys want to touch base on?
After week one, there's going to be a considerable lead. It's not going to be like somebody's, has 3 points, 2 points. All our best bets are opposite, and 2 games with John between us are opposite. Like there's going to be a commanding lead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if we could fast forward,
I'm going to be 4-0 early.
Obviously.
Well, no matter what, John's going to be in the middle, no matter what, mathematically, because me and you have everything opposite. One of us is going to have to be in last place.
We should just keep playing this game so there's no way John can win.
I won't be in the middle because I have 2 games that you guys don't have.
Yeah, but one of us have the +2ers. Guaranteed.
Yeah, but I'm also
one of us has 2 points guaranteed because both of our games, the Chiefs and Jets, is a 2-point swing. So the best you're going to be able to do.
4 points between us.
The best I can do is 4 points.
Let's just start blocking them out. Like this should be an object of him not winning.
I can win. I could be in first easy if I get my 3 games right. What are you talking about?
He's so mad.
Well, we have a 2-point difference with the Dallas Philly game.
But if I get my 3 games right, I'm in first. There's no.
That's true. You play to win the game.
Yeah.
Play to win the game. That's it. All right, what else we got?
Anything else you even want to talk about? Oh, can we talk about Transcendent Baseball, which is dropping in November?
Yeah.
So we're going to put that up. Let me pull this up real quick. Transcendent Baseball is coming out in November. So let's put Transcendent Baseball. Yo, you need to check this product out. This is absolutely ridiculous. So this is what's going to be in the product. Let's pull this up. So you're going to get a 50-card base set. All right, the case is $30,000. Check this out, $30,000 case. You get a 50-card base set. They're all numbered. Then you get a 100-card Transcendent Club Masters set. You get a 1955 Superfractor Auto. So that's a 1 of 1. Okay? Then you get an autographed patch or cut signature book. You know how fire that is going to be? They have people on the checklist. I need to pull this checklist up for you. Where is the checklist? Some of the names you have to see. John Quincy Adams, Charlie Chaplin, Jimmy Fox, Lou Gehrig, Harry Houdini, okay? John F. Kennedy, Abraham Lincoln, Vince Lombardi, Christy Mathewson, Jesse Owens, Jackie Robinson, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Babe Ruth, Honus Wagner, Orson Welles, and Orville Wright, okay? Then the cut...
Orville Redenbacher.
Then the cut signature relic cards, you can get Thurman Munson, Mel Ott, Willie Mays, Gil Hodges. I mean, you have to see this stuff. This stuff is absolutely disgusting, okay? Then you also have a Bryce Harper through the years 1 of 1 auto. You have 50 other autographs in the set that are going to be numbered of like superstars. You got Griffey, guys like that. Then you have a sketch card 1 of 1. And then what you won last time, Lou, there's a 1 of 1 invite to the Transcendent party. So this stuff is
at least that one has a guest, by the way, too. You know, that one has a guest.
Oh, this one does have a guest?
Topps has a guest. It actually says it on the invite. And if people are wondering what I'm talking about, I got the Bowman Transcendent where the case was $25,000. No guest. One person gets to go.
So
you believe that?
This is going to be crazy, though, guys, because check this out. We're looking at, how much is this going to be? Roughly, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's 59 spots. You're going to be over $500 a spot. Somebody's going to crush it, and then somebody's going to leave with like $100 auto. But at the end of the day, that's the risk and reward. It's so fun doing stuff like that, isn't it? Isn't it so fun, that product?
That break's going to be fun, I'll tell you that.
The last break gave me a heart attack. Seriously, my heart hasn't been right since. My cholesterol went up. Everything went up that day.
And you do it
I'm
again,
telling
right?
you, the music you guys have, yeah, of course. I'll tell you what, though, at $500 a spot, you're going to be running a lot of minis.
Yeah, maybe. I have a lot of people that are interested, though, so I don't think so.
Yeah, but how many spots total are there?
59.
How many were in the other one? Do you remember?
80.
89.
86.
Oh, was it that many? All right, so good. It'll go faster, too.
Yeah, it's gonna
I
be
was
a
too
fun
nervous
run.
last
I
time.
don't think there'll be any.
And
You didn't do minis for the other one, right?
We did a couple.
Oh, you did? Okay.
You did a couple. Yeah, it'll go. But the music you guys play with that dun-dun stuff, it was too much for me.
No, we're not going to do it like that anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to do random hit. So we're going to open them up as we pull them.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to enter them on the list. Then when it's all open, then we're going to random the team, the cards, and the contestants, and you'll match up.
Ooh.
So
everybody has to watch throughout the whole thing.
Exactly.
No salty people getting off early. Nothing. Wow.
I know.
Ooh, I like that. That's scary.
I'm done forever.
That's scary.
See you tomorrow.
All right. Whatever.
So it'll be
all right,
fun.
what else we got?
That's it on my end. Do you have anything?
Nah, tonight, as everybody knows, here in South Florida, Game 1, Western Wildcats football. My son, right tackle. Scouts there tonight.
Nice.
Getting looked at by Kansas, D1. Let's go.
Good
tonight.
luck.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Let's see.
Good luck, man.
Yeah, we opted out, though. We opted out. We don't have a chance at a state title, but this is where we get more film. We get guaranteed 9 games.
There you go. I like
so
that.
That's the way it went. So we'll see what happens.
Also, if you're listening, check us out, filthbombreaks.com. Daily case breaks, daily box breaks, daily everything. We have everything, filthbombreaks.com. Go check it out. Stay tuned to next week's podcast so you can find out who won these picks for week 8. What else we got going, John? Anything else?
I think that's it, man. Let's get these breaks going.
Product line where you're dropping 2 things. The hoodie's up on the website. Go get the official Filth Bomb hoodie. We just released it. Not this one. We got the real logo one. But we're dropping a new product for everyone. You remember Crack Packs? You remember how fun that one was?
Where are they, man?
Nope, because you know why?
Wow.
We have a product we're not breaking. We only mail them out now. It's going to be subscription box, Crack in the Box. Get ready for Crack in the Box. It is so fire. It is going to be such a good product. There's going to be so many high-end cards mixed in. You're not going to know what's coming to your door, but I'll promise you one thing. When you get that box, you have it opened. We have these professional boxes being made, foam inserts. When you get that box, your heart's going to start pounding because you're going to be like, yo, is this a Jordan rookie? You don't know what it is. No one knows what's in the box. It's Crack in the Box.
What's in the box? What's in the box?
Crack in the Box. So get ready for that, man. All right. So on that note, sound the outro music. On behalf of myself, Stephen Michael, Lou with the Mets hat, Big John, Philbomb Breaks. We want to thank you for tuning in today on the Sound the Alarm podcast. Again, this is October 30th, 2020. You are rocking with Philbomb Breaks. And until the next break, till the next Casebox Packer podcast, we are signing off saying, sayonara, bro. Flip side, make it a filthy one.